Hi, I'm StogieShane. I'd like to thank you for tuning in and having a look at today's review. This is my first review for Tobacco.com, and as such I wanted to pick out something a little bit celebratory that everybody could enjoy. I chose the Perdomo Champagne. Nick Perdomo, a master blender, created this cigar in celebration of Tabacalera Perdomo's 10th anniversary. The champagne name is adequate and certainly descriptive of the appearance of the cigar. It's got a very light colored wrapper that's got very little oil, very little vein. So it's a little reminiscent of champagne. I guess the name is suitable for this cigar. It smells pretty light anyways, a lot like straw, sweet straw at that, and maybe a little bit of a smack of cedar. This is the 5x54 Robusto variety. It looks a little bit light because of the Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. That wrapper is actually triple fermented, so it's very, very smooth, but it's packed with Cuban seed Nicaraguan binder and filler to add a little bit of body to the smoke. So it's actually something that even a seasoned cigar smoker would like. It's not too full-bodied though for even novice cigar smokers. So if you've never smoked a cigar, or if you're interested in trying something that's new to you, even if you've only smoked one or a couple or even none throughout the course of your life, this is something that won't overpower you. But that body added by the Nicaraguan binder and filler is something that a seasoned cigar smoker could enjoy too. We'll get into the first third and see how things go. I'll be back in just a few minutes. The Perdomo Champagne is burning exceptionally. In fact, it couldn't be any more perfect at all. It does have a very, very smooth, sweet taste, almost like a diluted honey. It has a little bit of a peppery smack to it, and certainly some cedar hardwood spice, but like a smoked cedar. It's exceptionally delicious. It's very, very, very good and very smooth. Of course, the band, as large and ornate as it is, while pretty, will certainly get in the way of smoking one of these things, especially a Robusto, because it takes up 2/3 of the whole cigar in the first place. I decided to leave it on just to gauge how cleanly it would burn around the circumference of the cigar. It did a very, very good job. The ash is a little bit flaky, but it won't make a mess on you. It does dribble just a little bit. There's some small crevasses beginning to emerge around the ash, so probably about 1/3 of the cigar will warrant ashing it, or else it will fall in your lap. It's very white ash, as you can see. It yields plenty of gratifying smoke. It's a blast to smoke the cigar in the first place. Everybody likes to have a cigar that produces some sort of generous smoke. This is one of them. At this point, I'm loving the cigar. I don't taste any nuttiness at all. It's just a very smooth, very creamy, good cigar, almost on cruise control on its own. This is with zero touch-ups and zero relights. Nobody can design a cigar that burns any better than this. Whether or not you like the cigar is purely happenstance when comparing the burn and the draw of the cigar. The draw is perfect, the burn is perfect, and I think you'd have to be crazy not to enjoy it at some level, regardless of if this fits in your flavor or strength profile. It's not objectionable to anybody. With that said, I certainly recommend picking one up and trying one if you haven't. I'm going to go ahead and ash this cigar and take that cumbersome band off the cigar and give the second third a shot and be back in just a few minutes. As you can see, the Perdomo Champagne is still burning very, very well. It's still nearly an even perfect burn all the way around. Removal of the band did slightly crack the wrapper, but it was inconsequential. It didn't affect the burn at all, and you can see it in the photograph that I just put up on the screen. It recovered through that very well. It didn't affect the draw. It didn't affect whether it was going to burn straight or crooked. The ash is still very white, still a little bit flaky, with some minor cracks through it and so forth. All of the flavors that were present in the first third are still present in the second third. It hasn't developed any new flavors or new tastes and so forth, but they've picked up a little bit of strength. The cedar is now quite strong and has moved to the front of the taste profile, and it's picked up a little bit of an oily taste on your lips, so it's almost lubricating. Still plenty of white, gratifying smoke, and still a very, very enjoyable cigar. I'm sure that the final third, right down to the nub, will intensify the flavors and gratify those that really are looking for something more full-bodied than what this thing looks like it has. And some new cigar smokers may decide to abandon it at that stage, but it's, at that point you've enjoyed a great cigar, so it's not going to affect your overall impression of the smoke at all. I'll be back in just a few minutes and update you on the end of the cigar and see if my predictions were right. As promised, the Perdomo Champagne has delivered on all fronts. It's remained very smooth and very creamy throughout. Again, the flavors can be considered bold, but not a bold cigar. It's certainly not a heavy cigar to smoke at all. But the flavors that are there are bold tasting, like the black pepper that's present and the cedar that's present, rather than being an oak or an ash wood or such. It's remained lit very, very well. The draw's been perfect and exceptional throughout. The burn's been almost perfect completely through. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's been very rare that a cigar rivaled burn and draw as well as this. The ash is always white and a little bit flaky here and there. As you can see, there's a little bit of a stem poking here. It may dribble once or twice, but it's not going to make a mess. The ash is long and doesn't require ashing very often. Plenty of white, gratifying smoke. The last third has intensified the flavors, but not so much that the lighthearted couldn't smoke it. If it were to get a little bit hot or on your palate, or a little bit heavy on your palate, if you slow down on the cigar, it mellows out and turns back creamy again. So those that aren't used to a full-bodied smoke can easily enjoy it. Those that do like full-bodied smoke certainly can enjoy it too, because of the complex flavors that are there that that could be considered bold. I've enjoyed the heck out of the thing, and while I prefer Maduros and strong cigars for the most part, I also appreciate a light cigar. And this is right in the middle of that. I wouldn't call it medium-bodied because it doesn't sit in that profile. You can actually manipulate whether you want it to be a light-bodied cigar, or even if you were to smoke it quickly, you could consider it to be full-bodied at times. So with that in mind, I do like to assign more or less a numerical rating in terms of rating the cigar. Whether it be my specific flavor or strength profile is just irregardless to the rating itself. I have to rate the cigar based on the burn, the consistency, the draw, the complexity, and this thing's nearly perfect on all fronts. So I'd call that about a 9 out of 10. I do like strong flavors that are present throughout a cigar, but like I said, I do appreciate mild cigars, so I can't ask any more of a smoke, and nor do I know anybody else that could, to deliver on all fronts that that a cigar is constructed around. Flavor and strength are very subjective, and this thing could appeal to as many people as I've ever known to smoke cigars. So try one today, pick it up, see what you think. There's a lot of great deals of these on tobacco.com, and they're certainly carried by a lot of brick and mortar merchants. So you should have no problem finding them anywhere. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.